Welcome inside West Edmonton Mall. Rory McGoran alongside Theo Tutuluk as we get ready for game number 4 on the day, featuring the Montreal Canadiens, third place in the Styles division, taking on Team Saskatchewan, looking for their first win. Before we break into what you're about to see, on the ice, how about what we just saw between Team Minnesota and Toronto Pro Hockey? Minnesota up 3-1 in the dying 38 seconds left. Toronto scores to get back within 1, and then with 0.5 seconds left, they're able to find the back of the net, tie it, force overtime, get a power play, and Brock Manders with the game-winning goal for Toronto in what I was saying is probably a must-need win for Pro Hockey, and they got it.
Toronto Pro Hockey probably looked at the standings after the second day and said, you know what, if we want any chance to be the top 3 in that division, we need a W. Now, 2 points is great. 3 would have been better, but being down 3-1 with the last minute in that game and coming back and getting the 2 points in overtime, absolutely sensational. Great job by both squads leaving it out on the ice.
And same kind of situation goes for Team Saskatchewan as they're looking for their first win. They do have 1 lost in overtime, so they have a single point, but a regulation win would put them right back into the mix. Meanwhile, Montreal, they are 2-1-0. Both their wins coming in regulation. Their loss in regulation as well. They sit in third with 6 points. So they're trying to stay above that playoff line.
There is that playoff line where you have the 2 teams in the top of that division, Montreal being the second of the 2. And then there's 3 teams with 3 and 4 points outstanding. Those teams, if they catch Montreal with Montreal having not the greatest of game and losing, would be right back into this mix of things for being the top 3, absolutely.
Let's head down to ice level now as we get set for tonight's national anthem and message of reconciliation. Montreal down to our broadcast left. It'll be Saskatchewan down to our broadcast right. And goaltending matchups. For Saskatchewan, Lachlan Beatty and Luc Brisebois, the 2 goaltenders. And for Montreal, it's Mason Coury or Kane Laplume. We'll find out your starting goaltenders. Now let's head down to ice level now for tonight's pregame ceremony. As both teams thought the American anthem was going to be coming up next, staying on their blue lines, but it's an all-Canadian matchup as Montreal takes on Saskatchewan.
The Canadian matinee tonight here, this afternoon, Midway Toyota Ice Palace in West Edmonton Mall. Almost need the sunglasses. It's a little bit shinier today. Looks fantastic on the ice. The ice has kept up well over the last 2.5 days, and it's going to be a great matchup here. The all-Canadian matchup, as you mentioned, between Montreal and Saskatchewan.
Montreal 2-1 with 6 points, third place in the Styles division. Saskatchewan 0-1-1. They got 1 point in that overtime loss. They are 6th in the Styles division. Couple players to watch on either side, of course, for Montreal. In Flavio Di Placido already has 5 goals to go along with 1 assist, and a pair of goals on the other side for Callan Renneberg.
Well, Di Placido certainly the beneficiary of playing last week and having the opportunity to play with the older division, now shining really, really strong. And as well as his line mates, number 10 there, Peter Broccolini, is having a great week as well. Di Placido leading the team, like you said, with 5 goals so far in only 3 games.
Seems to be the setup man, Broccolini, on the goals by Di Placido, because Broccolini 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points throughout their prior 3 games. Starting netminder here for Montreal will be Kane Laplume. 14 of 15 saves in his one game prior, .930 save percentage, and a 1 goals against average. Only allowed 1 goal in that first start here at the Brick Invitational for Laplume.
And it looks like it's going to be the Saskatchewan netminder Luc Brisebois starting in net for the Regina Junior Pats. They've been splitting back and forth. They've only played the 2 games, so I believe this will be Brisebois' second game of the tournament.
Brisebois comes in net with stopping 12 of 14 in his 1 loss. Only allowed 2 goals, and that one went into overtime. So a sub-2 goals against average at .190 and an .860 save percentage. As teams will come to center ice. Right now there's a tie in the scoring race for most goals, with Di Placido being up there and Jack Allgood of Team Minnesota, who just finished with a hat trick in his last performance in that wild game against Toronto Pro Hockey. As Broccolini trying to fire it back out of his own zone. Phillips, the defenseman for Saskatchewan, back for it. D-to-D, now played up, but broke it up. In comes Theo Lassard, another dynamic forward here for Montreal. Got slipped down to the ice with Di Placido. Back around covering is Broccolini. He'll go off the ward, looking for Garant. That one slipped all the way back out and into the zone. 11:29 left in the, or 30 seconds in, I should say. A lot of time left in the first period. Back out Phillips, turned over. Breaking it in is Lassard. Lassard fires, missed well wide on the far side. Rattles off the back wall, and Saskatchewan looking to break this one back out to center. Ran into Strickland. Strickland sends it in. Phillips going back for it. Rolling around his net. Ran into Broccolini. Tying up Phillips. Trying to jam it back out in front for Montreal. Brody Garvin, that was, pardon me, not Broccolini. Garvin into the corner. As Montreal, the sustained offensive pressure in the opening minute here in their game number 4 of the tournament. This is Saskatchewan's 3rd game of the Brick Invitational. Is bouncing back inside Montreal zone. It'll be scooped up now by Liam Hudon and rolls on to the goaltender in Laplume, and he'll hold it for a whistle. 1 minute and 21 seconds into the first period, scoreless.
Players in their first action of the afternoon here on day 3 of the Brick Invitational. Laplume decided to get the players a little bit of a break, get back on the ice on the 2 feet.
Back around the net. Going to be angled off into the wall, the Montreal defender. Now stripped to the puck, as on it is Kessler Kennedy. Trying to race after it, poking after a puck. Defenseman now 1-on-3. Aggressive forecheck down below to pop up towards the point. Shot coming from Steven. This one looked like it fooled Laplume. Looked behind him. Puck ended up getting kicked behind the net. But Laplume got the body in front of it and keeps it 0-0.
Seeing eye shot from Steven at the point. One of the defensemen, I believe it was number 7, Devin Ocean, was trying to stop that with his glove. Maybe gave a little bit of a shadow in the puck, but nonetheless he makes a save.
One back by Di Placido. One of the players to watch. You'll notice him, number 86 on Montreal. Now with the puck, trying to ship it out of the zone and doing so. Di Placido down the left wing. Will spin, look to squeeze through a couple Saskatchewan defenders. Knocks a man down, picked up, helped out. As that is Liam Tepp. This one back in, and it gets past Brisebois. The opening goal goes to Montreal, and it's Garvin who poked that through. Not sure what happened back behind Brisebois. Well, Montreal celebrates since the game's opening goal.
Di Placido able to carry that puck into the offensive zone, gets attacked by 3 junior Pats players, and then Garvin is able to grab the loose puck as they were all watching. Di Placido throws it in front of the net, and it gets stuck under Brisebois' pad, not knowing where it was, and it was still loose, and Garvin's able to poke it in under the pad to make it a 1-0 game for the Montreal Canadiens.
Garvin will pick up his first goal, 2nd point of the tournament, and Di Placido probably will get credit with another assist. That's point number 7 for him. Face-off back at center ice. Reynolds against Schendel as it's dragged in far around the wide by Nagy. This one now almost LaPlume down as he couldn't find where the loose bouncing puck was under him. Nonetheless, lays flat on the puck and forces a whistle in front of him.
No, that goal scored coming in the first 10 minutes of the game. 2-1 are our shots in favor of the Pats. The one lone shot by the Montreal Canadiens counts for the goal.
Around the boards, Montreal trying to poke this one out of the zone. Ends up forced back into the corner by Bentley Hebert. That'll be carried back. Schendel battling. In for support. Trying to anyways. Off a leg and a rebound chance for Nagy. Couldn't get that second opportunity. In towards LaPlume. So it's just Liam Tepp getting the assist, not DiPlacido. Montreal looks to jam it back into the blue paint. Nagy will carry it out for Saskatchewan. Nagy now 1-on-3. Goes inside and out. Got run down to the ice, but Saskatchewan getting more men in the scrum will move it free. It's Kennedy. Kennedy now back towards the half wall. Gonna move it up, back down. Kennedy looking to shake off a few of the defenders here for Montreal. Pass into the slot. Wrist shot low. Stopped by LaPlume. In towards the corner wall for Renneberg. He's got 2 goals in this tournament. They'll be fired around the boards. Fontaine out towards center ice. Bryan trying to bounce it in. Ledoux will carry it back for Montreal. And back checking is Kessler Kennedy to scoop it up. Kennedy now lost possession of the puck, and it'll be picked up. Here comes Lassard. Wrist shot blocker saved by Brisebois. Rebound right out in front of him. Now Broccolini scooping up the loose puck. Trying to kick it from his skate to his stick. Got harassed at center ice. Kennedy back the other way. Kennedy going wide. The defenseman now in Strickland. In towards the corner. Looking to steer it up for Lassard. He's got Kennedy all tied up. Coming into the pile was Jordan LaBelle. LaBelle, wraparound chance, shoots off the side of the net. I thought he put that up and over the shoulder on the sharp angle, but hits the side of the net, back behind it. Good looking shot from LaBelle. As Broccolini will send it back out, center ice, jumping on it. Is McDougall. Now over skates, hitting Lassard back the other way. Theo Lassard, long high wrister, up and over the net. A Brisebois bounced on the back glass, held in briefly now by Montreal. 7:28 left in the opening period. 1-0 the score, favor the Canadiens. Bringing it back is Anderson. Anderson for Saskatchewan. Slides it through, and unable to find it was Savage, but got caught behind the defenseman. And now let's take a look at the goal. 1-0 lead. Is DiPlacido doing the work, getting it into the corner, and then Liam Tepp picks it up. Garvin in front. Knocked down to a knee and just sticks with it and knocks it past Brisebois. All the way up. Here comes Tepp. Loose puck. McDougall back for it first. Zaid McDougall up ice. Now a penalty, or wanting one anyways, was the Montreal side. Didn't get one. Back for Tepp. Onside is Montreal for DiPlacido. Slap shot. That one with some velo on it. Hit off a skate though and wide of the net. Savage trying to battle it out of the zone. Can't. Held by Fontaine. And second effort. That will be carried back out across center. Saskatchewan, a partial line change. In came Gran. Steered off his stick. Back for Garvin. And this one is going to be offside as Tepp a little bit in ahead of the play.
Great job by Quincy Fontaine there, keeping his position through the neutral zone, not allowing the junior Pat to get possession into the attack zone. Montreal back checking. Their forwards are coming back very well, as are the junior Pats. Really great job on a two-way game by both teams thus far in the first period.
Face off one back. Garant will go across D to D. Now working in for Montreal was Dante Almeida, but offside once again, and we'll bring it out. Shots on goal, 6-2. I want to remind you that this game sponsor is Flexity, which is the Brick Invitational's meal sponsor, the flexible way to pay. Every 12:30 game brought to you by Flexity, tournament long. And pardon me, the shot 6-2 favoring the Regina Pats. Or Saskatchewan Pats, I should say. Not all the players, just from Regina. In towards the half wall for Almeida. Back around the net. Garant stumbles a bit, trying to pop back up, ran into a body. And Montreal will get it back out to center for Steven. Steven pivoting around. Della Rosebill will strip him of the puck, send it in. Back forward is Cade Greening from Saskatchewan. Reynolds at the blue line, sends it back down the boards. Now on to this Rhett Schendel, but it's jammed back out in front. Montreal couldn't find the attack. Sent back in by Reynolds down the half wall for Della Rosebill. Steven now with it for Saskatchewan. And he'll pick up plenty of speed. Steven, mobile defenseman, flying through neutral ice. In down the left, Steven wide, shoots. This one stopped by LaPlume, and he'll hold it for a whistle.
Yeah, Steven realizing his other 4 counterparts there, going for a line change. Best way to get them all back on the ice is to carry that puck in deep, which he does. And he even gets a good shot on LaPlume, and LaPlume is able to stop it there between the blocker and the pad. Keep it face off to the right side of the Canadiens netminder.
Back up towards the point. Slap shot from Bayer. That one hit a body, never made its way towards LaPlume. And back for LaBelle. He'll go to his defenseman, Bayer. Pass up for Renneberg. 2 goals in the tournament. Knocked free of the puck. Coming back to the way is Liam Hudon. Works it to the wall, and now a penalty coming up here. And it's going to Saskatchewan. So Montreal going to get the power play. When the Pats touch the puck, they'll touch it there. And the first power play of the game brought to you by Kachuk Advisory Group and Scotia Wealth Management. He'll go to Montreal.
Power play for Montreal. It looks like it's going to be number 17, Renneberg, who had his stick parallel to the ice, 200 feet away from his own net, trying to get a little hook there to gain possession back in their offensive zone. Just didn't get the legs going as well. So that's the reason why we got the 2-minute penalty for hooking. Here with 4:49 left in the first period. First time we'll see the power play.
And back into the corner. Regina going to clear the zone right off the draw. Working it back shorthanded. Now comes Schendel. He'll knock a body down to the ice. Schendel, good work, trying to get it in even deeper. Hit a shin pad, and DiPlacido will come back. Flavio DiPlacido wide into the corner. Watched out by Bayer, I believe it is, and good play by Saskatchewan. It'll be sent all the way down the ice. That one courtesy of Bentley Hebert.
Hebert throwing it down, a full sail change to get some new penalty killers on for the Junior Pats. 1:25 left in this power play.
Up for Broccolini. He'll go DiPlacido. Entering the attacking zone. Across for Lassard. Stepped up into the lane was Zaid McDougall to chip it into the corner. Lassard on the wall. He'll send it near. Broccolini takes a shot, hit a leg, settles in the slot, and cleared away again. No shots yet in the opening minute. Sorry, Theo.
Good job by the Junior Pats. Blocking up passing lanes, not looking to advance the puck below the red goal line. Able to get an interception and throw it down there. It's the second time on this power play.
Broccolini up for DiPlacido. Sliding it across to Lassard. Man goes down awkwardly in the corner. That was McDougall. Looks to be okay. Pops back up. But in the meantime, DiPlacido fires a shot. What a wrister up and over the net. That's a grown adult wrist shot if I've ever seen one. Broccolini. DiPlacido already can let it fly. Broccolini in the corner. Taken down by McDougall. Those two land on the puck. They're going to try to dig it out of the scrum. They do. Lassard centers. Chance. DiPlacido. That one blocked as well. One shot on net. Another one coming from the point. Flutters over. Garant at the line. Lassard will hit him. Garant back down the wall for Lassard. He'll let it roll to Broccolini. Lassard now off. Closer to the net. Shoots. Pushed it wide off a body and deflected up and out of play off a Pat stick. Face-off will stay inside the zone.
I believe it was Mason Curry. My apologies. It's Lachlan Beatty making the save there in the stands as the puck hit the back of the jersey. We haven't seen many of those, but we do like the fact we have the names and the photographs of both teams. So a little bit of action there. Good job by the parent groups for the support for both teams.
Oh, that's what you mean. It
hit
his
jersey.
picture.
Hit the picture in the jersey. So Beatty with the save in the stands.
I'm like, Lachlan Beatty is clearly on the bench. What are you talking? That's what you mean.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, no problem. Of course, all the fans brought out, the big cardboard cutouts of their team's faces, and they're always displayed behind their support groups on either corner. And that puck out of play hit Lachlan Beatty, I guess, in his cardboard cutout. I'm with you. Now Ocean into the corner, D to D. As power play over. Saskatchewan, great job killing off their first shorthanded. 2:15 left in the first period here. 1-0 though, still a score for Montreal. That jam job by Garvin, able to break the deadlock. They only have 3 shots so far in the opening period, so Saskatchewan doing a good job of keeping most of the pressure away from Brisebois. Right now it's all in front of LaPlume. Della Rosebill into the corner. He'll go up ice. Reynolds couldn't clear it outside the zone though. Now back out, and it's center. It'll be worked back in by Steven. Another nice play. He's had a couple in neutral territory to shake free. Della Rosebill along the corner as Montreal tries to break it out of the zone. They can't for a third time as Saskatchewan holding him in. Here comes Steven, jumps into the perfect gap again. And then gets poked back to the wall. Saskatchewan on it, a shot coming. Kennedy fanned on it. Back around the net. Rubbed out by Strickland along the boards. Ledoux trying to clear. Garvin also there. Saskatchewan will push it back down the wall. Around the boards, a little bit of a trip there, not called. LaBelle got his stick under Ocean. Ledoux will move it. Last minute of play now here in the first period. 1-0 Montreal. They finally break through. Across for Della Rosebill. Walks into the slot. Fires into the glove. And a big save there by Brisebois to keep it a 1-0 game.
Della Rosebill moving inside, outside, able to find that passing lane, getting a quick little move around Garrett Steven, and then catching Brisebois sort of out of position, but stretching out with the mitt. Brisebois makes the glove save and holds on to the rebound.
And here comes the sun out from under a cloud. And sent back around the net. Garvin pinched up along the wall. 39 seconds left to work with here in the first period. Sent all the way out to center ice. Hustling back for it. The defenseman for Montreal and Liam Hudon. All the way out. Garvin, and this one bounces off of Garvin's stick, and into the Montreal bench.
I think it also went off Jonathan Bryan as the Montreal Canadiens bench is pointing down because it might have went off the junior Pat last as he was trying to hold the line there, but it went off him and into the bench of the Canadiens, so that's why the faceoff's in front of the Pats bench.
Just outside of Saskatchewan zone. It'll be cleared back towards Strickland. D-to-D, Almeida throws it in. Pardon me, that was Hudon. Now Hudon back all the way around the net of Brisebois. 14 seconds left, trying to get in. One more opportunity is Tepp. Tepp back behind the net, stripped of the puck. 8 seconds left. Montreal along the board, spinning back down. There was Garvin. Tepp gonna walk off the wall. Backdoor pass, and it slips wide. Another shot at the 9 seconds. That one will roll on to Brisebois, makes the save. And 1-0 after 1 period of play for Montreal.
7-4 the shots in favor of the junior Pats. Tepp throwing that puck just behind DiPlacido in the dying seconds of that first period. That shot may have counted, but nonetheless, no harm, no foul for the junior Pats and Brisebois, who's played a pretty good game so far.
Brisebois stopping 3 of 4 on the other side. It is LaPlume stopping 7 of 7 so far. Goal scoring summary brought to you by Flexity in that first period. Lone goal scored by Brody Garvin as he tapped one in. Liam Tepp the assist. As for Garvin, his first goal, his second point, and for Tepp, his second assist of the tournament.
Great job by Tepp, throwing it in the loose puck in front of that net of Brisebois, and it caromed off either the defenseman or the goaltender, and just wasn't able to hold on to that rebound. Out front it stayed. There was Garvin, not once but twice, giving a couple whacks at it while it was loose, putting it underneath Brisebois' right pad to make it a 1-0 game. Great job by both teams using the ice, spreading the ice east and west, and finding the open ice, like we've said over the course of this week, where they're going to be able to go with the puck and also where their teammates are going with the open ice, throwing it to the open ice so they have a 50-50 chance or a better than 50-50 chance to get that loose puck in the open ice.
It has gotten very bright now in West Edmonton Mall. Oh, as I say it, cloud rolls in front of the sun. Goaltender's getting a bit of a shade break now. Teams come to center ice. It'll be Kennedy. And he falls on the puck as he was taking it against Theo Lassard. Kessler Kennedy, Lassard battling now all the way to the near side. Sent by McDougall down ice. Here comes McDougall, the defenseman, going wide. McDougall still with it into the corner. Forced back along by Almeida. Renneberg back down the boards. Knocked off a leg. Renneberg trying to fend that up to LaBelle. Couldn't handle the play. A little bit of a body contact there played, but referee will let it go. Now Zayd McDougall with O'Toole on him. McDougall flips it high, deep into the zone. Back behind the net. LaBelle's battling. All the way up top. Phillips couldn't hold it in. Broccolini back the other way. A 2-on-1 with O'Toole. O'Toole now in all alone. Backhand, forehand, scores! Chase O'Toole doubles the lead. His first goal of the tournament. What a move. Sticking to the glove hand side. And he beats Brisebois. It's 2-0 Montreal.
Puck coming to the blue line there over the stick of the Junior Pats defense, and 2-on-1 ensues.
Broccolini's feeling it.
He's loving it. Just unselfish, and probably the best play he could have done. Finding O'Toole with the extra speed. O'Toole takes it in, stays on the forehand, beats Brisebois, a low blocker to make it a 2-0 game. Great pass on the seam, right tape to tape to O'Toole.
I liked the little dance on the way back to the bench too. It's all about the kids having fun, and Broccolini with that assist. His 5th assist of the tournament, 6th point, and you can tell he's having a lot of fun here. Montreal up 2-0. Greening jamming it back down for Saskatchewan. Quickly played out. Ledoux didn't know where it was. Checked one side. It came back on the right instead. Now back into his own zone is Steven. A lot of talent from Steven you've noticed too on that back end for Saskatchewan.
I've noticed a lot of the back end of the Junior Pats very quick to move forward with the puck, which is great.
Another chance. Ledoux rings one off the iron, and it's up and out of play.
I also love how the fans at that puck left Brisebois' blocker and out of play. The fans just stayed still. They didn't move. They just kind of cringed a little bit, saying, please don't touch me, the puck. But yes, the Junior Pats very quick to move the puck and advance it, skating with it as well. Steven, we've seen that do it a couple times. We've also seen a couple of the other defense, Brian, do that too. So great job by the Junior Pats to continue to join the rush. 4 is better than 3 always.
Face off. Going to be one back by Saskatchewan in the defending zone. Now run up the wall. Nagy's there. Reynolds, Bryan, Della Roseville with it for Montreal into the corner. All the cavalry comes back in. Trying to keep that away from net front are Saskatchewan. Hebert to the line. Ocean going to fire a shot pad. Saved by Brisebois. Reynolds now. Kicked free back into the corner. Reynolds battling again here with Bryan. Nagy up top. Fontaine drags and fires. It's tipped and off the post. Think that went off a Saskatchewan stick actually and just found iron. All the way back was Hebert. Got it briefly in. Sent all the way back out by, I believe that is Devin Ocean. Yes, it is. Now Ledoux on the back check. Almost got poked off the puck by Schendel. 9:35 left here in the second period. 2-0 for Montreal as they look to stay above that playoff line. Right now, currently in 3rd place in the Styles division. Picking up their 3rd win, though, will pay huge dividends for making the playoffs come Saturday.
Absolutely. 9 points with 2 games remaining certainly helps out. That key number we talked last night between 11 and 12.
Kennedy driving to the net and drawing a penalty. Great work by Kessler Kennedy. Staying strong was LaPlume, the goaltender for Montreal, but Saskatchewan going to get a power play opportunity thanks to Kessler Kennedy.
Kessler Kennedy finding that extra gear, using his body to shield the puck to get around number 7, Devin Ocean. Devin Ocean kind of had his last efforts there, hooking him, taking away that shooting champ opportunity. Kennedy, great job with the speed coming across the net there. We'll see our power play here for the Junior Pats.
Power play brought to you by Kachuk Advisory Group at Scotia Wealth Management. It's the first man advantage opportunity for Saskatchewan. It'll be Kennedy, Renneberg, and LaBelle up front. You got McDougall, and I believe on the point is Beattie. Yes, it is. Probably Phillips it is. Bringing it back in. Now working towards the wall, and this one hopped over all the way down. Renneberg got to hustle back as Garvin looking to get a shorthanded break. Also in for support, McDougall, Renneberg. Great battle with Garvin here on the side. Garvin able to win it to the wall. McDougall now in comes another supporter, and DiPlacido stripped to the puck by Kennedy. There's Saskatchewan will move it back up and look to get set up on the power play. LaBelle wide around Strickland, stops up, puts on the brakes. LaBelle, Strickland runs into him. It's Ocean in the penalty box. 2 minutes for tripping. Kennedy will get it back to Phillips. Cross for McDougall, rolling puck, finds Kennedy. Got a little bit of pressure as right on him there was the defenseman in Almeida. Across ice, here's Phillips. Phillips fires, rolling puck, rebound chance. Going for a backhand shot, LaBelle. Another chance, LaBelle fanned on the 3rd chance. Into the slot as Kessler Kennedy tried to hit LaBelle. Poked away by DiPlacido. Back for Saskatchewan. DiPlacido will strip Phillips. Now he'll head down the right. A little bit of a trip there by McDougall. That one's going to be let go. 42 seconds left on the power play for Regina, or for Saskatchewan. I'm going to say that at least 3 more times
It's
today.
the junior Pats jersey, let's be honest. I mean, I would do the same thing too.
Back out is Lassard, shorthanded. Does he have a step? Theo Lassard, and now taken down. And this one will not be let go. An easy tripping call as McDougall got the skate under. And then a little aggressiveness back behind the net. I believe it's just going to be the tripping call going up, though, against Saskatchewan. And he'll have 4-on-4 for 25 seconds before a Montreal power play.
McDougall's going to be the guilty culprit for 2 minutes for tripping. But you're absolutely right. We're seeing the aggressiveness here on day 3, 12:30 matinee start. In the boards, we're seeing a little more rubbing, a little more racing, a little more emotion as these teams realize this is now maybe moving day, if you will, perhaps, where they realize, okay, we're at the bottom. We're not quite in the top 3. We can make a move. And those that are in the top 2, top 3 realize we got to win to stay on top of the crease, on top of that peak.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like the time of the tournament where teams will start separating a bit. The playoff line will come into a little clearer picture if we expect to be in the postseason here of the Brick Invitational. Shot from the point, off the body and up and over the net. It's Broccolini and Lassard up front for Montreal. There's 7 seconds left to 4-on-4. Almeida, a long distance wrist shot. That one rattles wide. You got Anderson and Savage up front for Saskatchewan, but now they're on the shorthanded kill. It is Saskatchewan. One off the bench. Lassard shoots off the side of the net. May have been a kick save by Brisebois. Another chance. Sharp angle by Tep. Broccolini comes in and covered up by Brisebois. 6:53, pardon me, left in the second.
We're going to go check out this instant replay here, or the replay of the second goal. And there's Broccolini handing it over to O'Toole right in stride, not losing his speed at all, staying on the forehand to make it a 2-0 game. Brisebois had to be extra careful on that last shot as it went off of Tep's skate and it redirected about 10 feet in front of him.
Beautiful goal by Chase O'Toole. Now a shot coming. This one stopped by Brisebois. Tep will dig it out of the corner. Schendel after it. Saskatchewan's 1 for 1 here as working it back as Tep. Ran in and a big body check there by Brian. Put the shoulder right into Tep, and it's going to be a 5-on-3 for Montreal with 1 minute remaining on the initial penalty.
Both officials had their hand up right away. It was a Brown I think he was standing his ground, but just maybe a little bit too high with the hands, perhaps calling an elbowing, which will make it a 5-on-3 power play for Montreal, or Team Quebec. And yeah, it's unfortunate there.
Top line, DiPlacido, Lassard, Broccolini back out onto the ice, countered by Saskatchewan. Schendel's one of the killers. In comes DiPlacido across Lassard and up and over the nets. Yeah, Bayer, another killer. Broccolini trying to fire it across. Bayer, Schendel, and Saskatchewan will break it out. And Cade Greening, the defenseman, third killer here for Saskatchewan. 30 seconds left before it's 5-on-4 for another minute. Fontaine, the D-man, will bring it in. Drops for DiPlacido right into the slot. Drags it into the corner. Smacked back to the line by Greening, and it skips past Almeida. Kessler Kennedy going to try to get a step. Good job, Almeida, to box him out. And lift a stick, preventing them from getting that loose puck and taking it in all alone. Almeida, Broccolini shoots. Stopped by Brisebois. Holds it. No rebound to be had.
Almeida, 2 great plays right there, shielding the puck on his blue line to keep Kennedy away from it, because Kennedy had a lot more speed. And then secondly, finding Broccolini. Broccolini's got eyes everywhere today. He is feeling it absolutely, Roy. Passing, looking for the pass first, spreading the ice to catch Brisebois out of position for that pass to the backside. But there he decides to and elects to take the shot, and we get a stoppage.
In towards the corner, a battle ensues. Up top, trying to fire it down was Garant. It's going to find Reynolds. Backdoor play, rebound, Reynolds. Another chance for Garvin. And somehow that puck stayed out. O'Toole up top. This one up and stays in play.
The fan
almost tried to catch it.
But elected to keep it in play.
Hudon battling with McDougall. Reynolds will play it across. It's a 36 seconds remaining now on a 5-on-4 power play for Montreal. Saskatchewan's killed off the first half of that 5-on-3. In towards the corner. Up top. Looking to get there was DiPlacido. Now Garant fires one from the point. This one wide. O'Toole will race after it. Got his pocket picked by Kennedy. Hewed on. Nice little play by McDougall there, and then unable to keep his balance. Also, he might have had a step towards the attacking zone. Far side, O'Toole. 4:30 left in the second period. It's 2-0 for Montreal. Here in game number 4, a shot coming on towards Brisebois. He'll hold it for a whistle. Of course, a lot of these players' dreams of one day playing the NHL. You see the long list of players, NHL alumni that have once represented the Brick Invitational. Of course, the NHL draft will be tomorrow. Do you have Shane Wright or Yuri Slafkovsky going first?
I'm going to say Shane Wright over Slafkovsky just because of what he's done with Kingston. He's almost a local kid playing in Kingston, which is very close to Montreal. I know the pressure to be a first-round draft pick for a Canadiens team.
Now Savage shoots it right into the glove and held by Laplume. 10th shot on net, for Team Saskatchewan there.
You talk about this tournament being in its 33rd year of inception. Talking to the original conveners, they had no idea it would last 33 years. They built the benches, they built the dressing rooms, they put the entire wall together of every single roster when you go downstairs to check it out, and they've lined all the players that have made it to the show.
Fired by Anderson, and there was a lot of red underlines down on those list of players.
And you can even check it out online too, and it's absolutely amazing. Not just the NHLers, but the ones that have played pro, junior, everywhere. Like, these players have the first taste of it now, and it only gets them to the next level when they become 15 to 17 years of age.
They're the best of the best 10-year-olds that North America has to offer. Almeida fires, rolling in towards the net of Brisebois, and he'll hold it for a whistle. 3:53 left here in the second period. Shots all evened up 11-11.
Sun's starting to creep out back again here at...
I left my sunglasses back at the hotel, too.
Maybe we should ask those players for some of that all black, the sticker ones. Not the heavy, thick stuff that the footballers are, maybe just some of the sticker ones. If they've got some kicking around, maybe just lend some to us for next game, perhaps.
Up top, Fontaine will send it back down low. McDougall trying to drive in after it. Kennedy turns it aside. Now worked out. McDougall to the line, not out. Fontaine holds. Renneberg's second opportunity. This one, DiPlacido will keep it in. Third opportunity bounced out to center. Ocean's back for it. Fontaine to his left. Trying to fire it back up the right wing boards. Hits the body and up and on a play. 3:32 here in the second period. There's a little bit of a shorter day here at the Brick Invitational. The final game of the day will take place at 7:10. All the previous ones, we were having a night affair at 8:50 as well, so 7:10 will be your last game. Coming up after this one, Manitoba Junior Ice taking on the Western Selects, followed by Connecticut against Team Pennsylvania. Toronto will face Detroit, and Boston Junior Bruins will take on the BC Junior Canucks.
Junior Ice in the next affair. That'll be their second game today, playing the two-a-day. See if they have some gas in the tank, but we'll have to play this one out first before we get to that one.
They must have been the 7:30 if they're already playing at 2.
I think they were the second game, I believe.
Oh, that's not that spread out for Manitoba Junior Ice.
No,
hydration. Early day and late game, but they'll get 2 in a matter of
4 hours?
4 hours, yeah.
No time for Galaxyland or the water pool for the Junior Ice team. Maybe after the fact, maybe a little ice pool. As some of the players have said in their post-game interviews, ice baths and contact therapy has been the go-to for these 10-year-olds.
Kennedy, offensive zone draw, up top, McDougall, shot, got Kennedy in front, the bouncing one, and rolls over to the far side. Kennedy digs it out of the corner. DiPlacido up the wall for Tepp. DiPlacido will follow it up, kicks it from the skate to the stick, followed in by Garvin. Rolls the backhand, a little out of the reach of DiPlacido. McDougall will turn it back around, maybe a 3-on-2 developing. Trying to split the D is LaBelle. He may have a step, the puck rolling towards the net front and cover there. And the goaltender in Laplume. A couple players didn't like the whack given by LaBelle, but just making sure that Laplume had full coverage of that puck is racing in on a potential breakaway opportunity.
Yeah, LaBelle moved right first to get around the first defenseman, but then couldn't get away from Fontaine as Fontaine had switched over to the forward stance and then skated skate to skate with LaBelle to make sure that he wasn't going to get a good shot opportunity against Laplume.
Back in towards the corner wall, Lassard tied up, puck back to the line. This one, once again, will be brought outside the zone.
That might have hit a player, or did it go offside? I believe it hit a player on the bench.
Yeah. So Schendel will take it against Theo Lassard. Lassard will win that cleanly, pushing it ahead, now trying to go in after it. Steven, but rolls right on top of the net front of Brisebois this time, and he'll cover it up for a whistle.
Canadians bench has noticed that we've got Broccolini, who's the assist guy, quote unquote, and Di Placido, who's the goal guy, quote unquote. They're splitting lines, and it's great to see that because now you have two great attacks for the Canadian offense. And then when it comes to a power play, you see both of them, as well as Theo Lassard or O'Toole, joining in the mix and really being very lethal with the 5-on-4, 5-on-3 advantage.
Back up top for Hudon. Backhand right on net. Brisebois will hold that one into the glove.
It's a good-looking backhand. That was from the blue line.
O'Toole, Lassard, Broccolini. The forwards out for Montreal. Lassard trying to just whack that one towards the net, hit a body, and back out comes Hebert. Hebert with Nagy entering the zone. Nagy stays on side. Back checking there was O'Toole, stripping Hebert of the puck. Second opportunity, and Broccolini looking to move it free. Does by sliding it in. He'll head off for a line change. That will allow Bayer to get back. Pardon me, that's Brian. We'll get back for it. Nagy, Brown. On it's Brian. Trying to slide it out. Bayer, that is, actually. Both similar stature defenders in Brian and Bayer. 15 Brian, 10 and Bayer. Now Brian will go in and grab it. Up through to Savage. Savage poke checked off the puck nicely there by Ledoux, but Savage will gather it back up into his own zone. Going up across center ice to Schendel. Nice move by Schendel. Now in, shoots, looking 5-hole, stopped. Close up by LaPlume. Nice little move. Wasn't a lot of real estate, too, to make that little toe drag, but found a little separation and walked around the defender. Back comes the Canadians. Fired towards the net by Ledoux. Played towards the corner. 1:15 left here in the second period. We'll get a flood after this period. And 15 minutes in the third. Now Grand. Outside around Almeida. Grand towards the net. Hits the side. Ledoux. Watched there by Anderson. Anderson will pick it on the pile. Great pass to Savage. His shot. This one goes wide. Grand battling in the corner. Savage going to stop it up on the boards. Work it back down low. He's watched by Ledoux. Reynolds also involved. Played all the way out. Towards corner wall. Ledoux. McDougall drives back in. 38 seconds left here in the period. Savage down low. Good pressure here to wrap up the second by Saskatchewan. Trying to get on the board and cut the lead in half late. Instead, Montreal will send it all the way back. Bayer battling. Nice feed up ahead to Grand. Grand picking up some speed down the left. Grand now trying to stop up and then drive back down, but not happening there around Reynolds, who will find it. Lift it all the way down. 10 seconds left. Montreal, one last line change. Sent off the boards by Saskatchewan as they carry it out. Ran into Garvin, and that's going to do it here with a neutral ice battle in the second period of play as the final seconds roll off the board. 14-13, the shots on goal favor Montreal, as does the score. It's 2-0 for the Canadians.
Great job in that last couple of seconds to keep the game 2-0 for the Canadians. The Junior Pats putting a little extra pressure on. Those defensemen have done a really good job for the Junior Pats, moving the puck up and finding that open space. Just have to beat LaPlume to make it a 2-1 game. We'll see what happens here in the third period as both teams take a quick break. We'll get a flood, and we'll be back for a 15-minute third period action here at Ice Palace West Edmonton Mall. We'll be back right after this here on ASTV.
Welcome to Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot Mountain Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment. At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off Highway 3 in Pilot Mound.
Welcome back inside West Edmonton Mall, and the Saskatchewan Junior Pats hitting the ice as they trail the Montreal Canadiens 2-0 heading into the third period, 15 minutes in length. Shots on goal 14-13, and let's take a look at how all the goal scoring developed, starting with Brody Garvin's little scrum in front of the net. Liam Tepp picking up secondary assist. You see him there, firing it in front of the net, and Garvin just stuck with it, poked it home.
Absolutely, no, right place, right time. The puck was staying loose there in front of Brisebois' pad. A couple of whacks at it, makes it 1-0.
Brisebois has stopped 12 of 14 shots that Montreal has put towards the net. On the other side, it is Laplume, who has stopped 13 of 13. As we'll go now and take a look at the second goal. Started off from Garant, sending it outside of his zone to Broccolini. And you mentioned it, the pass for Broccolini, finding O'Toole in front. And how about this move?
You know, Broccolini seeing the ice so well all week. He catches O'Toole in stride. He sees he has more speed, and then right away O'Toole beelines it Main Street right down the center ice. Makes a quick move onto the backhand, fake shot score, stays on the forehand, and beats Brisebois to the blocker to make it 2-0 Montreal.
Montreal looking for their third win of the tournament. They are 2-1 with 6 points. Meanwhile, Saskatchewan Junior Pats are 0-1-1, so a single point, 6th place in the Styles division.
The Junior Pats are doing a great job getting the shots on net. Perhaps just finding another rebound or getting to the front net with some extra bodies may help. Just keep firing those shots, boys. Good things will happen.
DiPlacido takes the draw off of Kessler and sends it into Saskatchewan zone. LaBelle will work it back out. LaBelle fires it in, gets across center, and I will go in after it. Fresh sheet of ice here in the third period. Back around into the corner. Tap. There's a stat correction now being announced. So DiPlacido is getting the secondary assist. What we thought as in-house correction here. And it is Liam Tepp and Flavio DiPlacido picking up the assists on the goal by Garvin. So that will be DiPlacido's 7th point here of the tournament. Back inside the Montreal Canadiens zone. Ocean will send it off the boards. Skating out is Tepp. 1 point in this game. Turned over though Kennedy. Looking for more on his tournament. He's got 2 points so far. Kennedy wide, centering and right off the stick there of Gran, unable to redirect it back into the far side of the post of Laplume. Back the other way comes Garvin. Anderson trying to knock it free from him and sent all the way out. 13:40 left here in the third period.
Great job by both teams here getting the first man, getting the legs on them after the break. But one skill that is very hard for young kids to develop is the carom off the board. And whether or not they go grab it before it hits the boards. In that case, we saw Tepp a couple seconds ago allow the puck bouncing behind him and then continue to skate forward, and there it is right in front of him. So watching the carom and playing the carom off the boards without losing stride is a great thing to continue your speed into the attack zone.
Broccolini on Lassard, he'll fire. Speaking of a carom, that one bounced off the back wall onto Chase O'Toole. He'll fire it back around near side. Trying to dig it free, getting it out to the line and bouncing back out to center. Strickland back for it. He'll dust it off. Work it back towards center ice. Broccolini. Up for Lassard. Lassard in, shoots, pad save coming from Brisebois. Rebound scooped up by Saskatchewan and skated back out to center. Inside and out for Gran. Lost possession. Back out to the blue line. This one corralled now by Broccolini. Throwing it near side. It'll be a little bit out of the reach of Lassard, but he'll get it back, send it into Saskatchewan zone. A rolling puck. Not going to have enough for icing. Back for it goes Bayer. As he got knocked free by O'Toole. Already a goal today for Chase O'Toole. Off the bench, DiPlacido coming in. Now back the other way is Kessler Kennedy. Kennedy wide. Takes a shot. Big save there, but a rebound came out in front. All tied up in front of the net, though, was Renneberg. It's a good defensive play by Fontaine. Delarose, Bill, Kennedy battling. Reynolds will leave to Ledoux. Back for Reynolds in front, and a save by Brisebois back the other way. Delarose, Bill back behind the net. Up towards the line, Garant holds. Just barely kept that puck in. It'll allow Ledoux to work free into the corner. Kennedy. Stick checked off by Della Rosebill. He'll take it wide. Up into the slot for Reynolds. Can't connect. On towards the board side. One of the player of Montreal went hard into the wall. That was Ledoux. A scrum ensues. And this one now will come out to center ice. Grant. Long dump in right on top of the net of Brisebois. Leaves it for his defenseman in Bryan. 4.5 or 3.5, mind you, gone here in the third period. Back out to center. Off the wall there was Fontaine. Off the bench and sends it all the way in. Bryan back behind his net. We'll poke it to Bayer. Bayer. A little bit of room to make a play outside the zone, but turned it over. Gave it right to Tepp. Tepp taking it wide. Tepp now around the net. Stops up. Trying to shake Brisebois off the post. In front. Shot from DiPlacido and blocked point blank. Now Hebert. Hard dump in. Will go in after it, but offside. Icing going to be called, mind you. I guess just one step behind center ice before Hebert sent it in.
Great save by Brisebois there on DiPlacido. A bit deflected before it got to him, but DiPlacido would kind of moved away from the front of the net, just further back into the slot, getting separation from the defenseman and getting a good scoring opportunity for the Canadians.
Into the corners, Phillips. Tepp. Now McDougall for Saskatchewan will send it up along to Hebert. Trying to jam it back out. DiPlacido gets back and knocks it in. Another scrum near side. Finding it is Tepp. Tepp will spin into the corner. Out front, tap towards the net. That one, Garvin looking for his second goal of the game. Just wide. As Hebert along the blue line will get knocked off balance by DiPlacido. Controlling the loose puck. Back up towards center. Flavio DiPlacido. Now gets sandwiched out by 3 Saskatchewan players. Montreal, though, still held the zone. Now Saskatchewan will bring it back out to center. Ocean scoops it right back up. Fires it off the body of his own teammate, who evidently was offside. So 10-17 will get a stoppage of play and face off in neutral territory.
16-14 of the shots here in the third period in favor of the Montreal Team Quebec Canadians. Face-off will come back to the far side of the blue line towards the Canadian zone.
Lassard, Gran. Bouncing puck, Anderson now. Gran will scoop it up. Work it into the attacking end. Hustling back was Chase O'Toole. Trying to clear that free, can't. Saskatchewan holding the zone. Savage is in there. Now back comes Montreal. Broccolini one-on-one here with the defenseman. Broccolini almost shook free. The trailers, Lassard. In towards the corner, a backhand shot stopped by Brisebois. Powering his way out is Greening. Good work there, and now gets help from Anderson. Watched by Lassard. Sending it up for Gran. Gran following it through. Broccolini will steer it wide, but can't clear. Second effort, Broccolini. Now using the body. Pinching up along the boards on Savage, and does. Great work by Broccolini to get the puck out to center. Near side off the board, Strickland. Reynolds will scoop it up. Pardon me, that's Garant. Garant now skinnies through a couple attackers for Saskatchewan. Inside with the wrist shot, and that one tracked by the glove of Brisebois, his 16th save of the game.
Garant there showing off a little bit of that speed, grabbing that puck on his side of the blue line, moving right through the center ice area and getting that shot on the glove, making it look fairly easy for Brisebois into the catching mitt. We'll get a face-off to the left.
Ledoux centers, bounced over a stick. Almeida will roll it back all the way around the boards. Ledoux out towards the side of the net. Della Rosebill couldn't get it. And it will lead Renneberg out. Long distance cross-ice pass, trying to get to LaBelle. He'll receive it off the wall. LaBelle now down low, spins back up, fires it. Weak angle, looking for a bounce or deflection off a player in front of the net. Didn't get one, went towards the blue line, and now played out by Montreal. Nice pass, tape the tape, onside. Ledoux shoots, stopped by Brisebois.
Great pass up to Ledoux. Instead of coming to the close wing here where Della Rosebill was sitting, 2-on-1 still ensued. And deciding to take the shot was Ledoux to the glove side of Brisebois.
Face off to the blocker hand side of Brisebois. And it's knocked back. Reynolds in towards the corner. Going to try to chase it around the net of the defenseman, and Bryan and Bayer here for Saskatchewan. Nagy, and he'll walk this one out. Nagy at center ice. Reynolds takes him free. Drop back Fontaine, D to D. Is up the ice, Ledoux. One of the players for Saskatchewan got knocked down in Bayer. That will allow Montreal to play just briefly. And Nagy, though, takes it right back away. Has Reynolds right on him. On to the defenseman. Turned aside, Bayer. Fontaine there watching Kennedy. Kennedy driving down the right. Stops up into the corner. Looking for a mate off the bench. Finds it in LaBelle. LaBelle now shoots, but he's back checked by Tep. And prevented that shot from getting off from LaBelle. Ocean into the corner. Far side now sent up. Ledoux couldn't clear as McDougall flustered that back inside Montreal zone. Under 8 minutes to play now here in the third period. Montreal still leads 2-0. Both those goals, one in the first, one in the second. It's inside the corner zone for Montreal. LaBelle has Fontaine on him. LaBelle around the net. Still looking for a read. Finds it up top. The defenseman McDougall. Nice feed right back to LaBelle. He'll fire it across into the slot. Renneberg couldn't get the shot off. Nice puck movement, though, by Saskatchewan. LaBelle into the corner. And played back out by Montreal. Di Placido back the other way. He gets a step around. Shoots, scores! 6th goal of the tournament for Flavio Di Placido. He leads the Brick Invitational in goals, and it's 3-0 Montreal.
Di Placido noticing that one of the junior Pats was losing his stick as Tep put the brakes on at the blue line, and he just continued to speed through from the right side to the left side, and then beating Brisebois to the glove side, adding his 6th goal, 8th point of the tournament. Di Placido and working on all cylinders as well here this afternoon.
3-0 is Flavio Di Placido. You can't give him a breakaway or else he's going to bury it. As come expected to see from Di Placido, 6 goals is a second-point game already for him. He now has 8 points in less than 4 games. 2 points a game for Flavio Di Placido. All the way back up top, Strickland. They'll lose that. A chance here for Saskatchewan, maybe to catch Montreal too deep in the zone. Backhand pass and broke it up. So we get our in-house announcement here. Liam Hudon gets the assist. And that's the lone assist going on Di Placido's goal. It's the 3rd assist of the tournament and 3rd point for Liam Hudon, the defenseman. And as we mentioned, 8th point for Di Placido. In towards the corner, Walls. Montreal will move it out. Goes across. Garvin will smack it in. Hems back behind the net front there of Brisebois. Cleared by Saskatchewan. 5:55 left here. 3-0 Montreal. Anderson gets a little tripped up. No call. Back for Grant. Anderson offside, though. Grant's going to wait for him. Does, but that will allow Montreal to strip him of the puck. Jumping into it, Steven. Defenseman, we've seen his gap control and his vision to know when to jump, to know when to stay has been exceptional.
He's been fantastic without the puck and knowing when to move up and knowing when to take back. And the key thing for him is to making sure he keeps the same line with his defenseman when he makes all these motions, so there's not a diagonal, so it's easier for the Montreal team to get by both defensemen.
Broccolini. Far side, bounced in there by O'Toole, but cleared out, and now this one going to end up in the Saskatchewan bench. We'll get a stoppage of play with 5:16 left here in the game.
Trying to get it by the young man, number 10, Broccolini there, just went off his shoulder into the junior Pats bench. We'll get a face-off here on the Montreal side of the neutral zone.
Coming up next, we got the Manitoba Junior Ice taking on the Western Selects. Montreal bowing out, that game coming at about 2:10 scheduled time. Looks like we'll make it right on time as things rolling smoothly here in day 3.
Pretty amazing when you have 8 games and you try to keep a schedule in for the first 18.
It's been perfect so far.
Fantastic. Even with the shootout, even with the the double overtimes, the guys here have kept it really on schedule for all these teams. It's been fantastic.
LaBelle going to wide. He's going to try to get a step around Ocean. LaBelle and forced back towards the wall. Great defensive play by Ocean. Broccolini far side. O'Toole, 1 goal already early. The 2nd one of the game. Now Montreal's found even more insurance thanks to Di Placido. Lead 3-0 with 4.5 left to play. Ocean knocks it back in. Brian in the corner. Brian now rolling puck. Broccolini steps up right into him. Great play. He'll hold the zone. He's got Ledoux to the net. The pass coming. Ledoux can't shoot it as back checking was Kennedy. The forward preventing Ledoux from firing one on net, but Broccolini, another great play at the blue line.
Yeah, finding Ledoux on the side, great pass.
Ledoux, a backhand shot, will send it across. Sent all the way down, but this should be icing. And it is. Against Saskatchewan, a face-off coming towards the blocker hand side of Breezewell. 3:55 left in the third period. And let's take a look at Flavio Di Placido and his 6th goal of the tournament.
Here is Di Placido coming through. Notice Tep puts the brakes on. Maybe a little bit of interference. Nonetheless, he's able to get straight down Main Street over the glove of Breezewell to make it 3-0. His 6th goal of the tournament, 8 points of the week.
Early going of the week.
It's Wednesday.
Yes. Only 4 games for Montreal and 8 points for Di Placido. He leads now the tournament, jumps 1 above Jack Allgood. Is battling back into the corner. 3:37 left in the game. Be pushed back towards the half wall. Montreal trying to hold the zone, doing so. Now it's brought back out, and Garant works it back in. Got run into a couple Saskatchewan players along the near side. Hugh Don. Reynolds. And Reynolds will step across center ice. Sidesteps Schendel. Followed up by Strickland. Pardon me, a tie with Jack Allgood. Allgood's 3 goals gives him 8 points as well, as we saw in the prior game. So 5 goals and 3 assists for Allgood. It's 6 goals and 2 assists. Shot from Saskatchewan, rebound chance. LaPlume will hold it in front of him. 6 goals and 2 assists for Di Placido.
Goal scoring still doing very well there for Broccolini. And like we said, Jack Allgood scoring 3 in the game prior to this. But what a comeback by Toronto Pro Hockey.
Garant now inside his own zone will go around the boards to Almeida. Fire it up the wall, cleared by Montreal. Di Placido looking for more. He's got Tep with him. The pass, Di Placido, shot into the glove. A great name to call on a broadcast as well is Di Placido.
Di Placido. It's got a good ring to it. Yes. Defenseman there, Steven, again, can't say how much he's played such a great game on defense for the Pats. He takes the shooting lane away, so Di Placido is almost forced to make that pass over, and a great one-timing shot right into the mid of Breezewell makes the save.
Tep, Di Placido, and Garvin, it looks like on the far side, will take the offensive zone drop from Montreal. Garant to Garvin down the boards. 2:34 left to play here in the third period. Renneberg waiting for it, calling for it out at the blue line. Now he'll get it. Renneberg outside the zone. He's got LaBelle with him. Renneberg wide. Taking a wrist shot is Renneberg. Long distance. And once again, LaPlume, his 17th save of the game. Stopped them all so far.
He's doing a fantastic job. The great thing about LaPlume's game so far this afternoon is the rebound control. Yes, he's faced 17 shots, but there hasn't been many second chance opportunities here. And LaPlume has done a really good job controlling the rebounds off his pads, holding them when he needs to, and then making sure he's in the right position for a second save if there is one.
Is back towards the blue line, carried out. Racing in his Tep. He's got Di Placido, shoots this one, fired just wide. A lot of mustard on that one as well for Tep. Looking for the 4th goal of the game. Flavio Di Placido, of course, he is one of the players that played in the other tournaments, up an age group. As he works it in now, another shot, and he had 2 goals and 1 assist in 5 games throughout that tournament. So technically, Di Placido with 11 points throughout the Brick Invitational.
And we'll probably say his name a couple more times tomorrow and Friday.
And the way Montreal has been playing, quite possibly on Saturday into the playoffs. 1:30 left. So if they do pick up the regulation win, which they're 1 minute and 25 seconds away from doing so, it'll be the 7th, 8th, and 9th point. They'll go to 3-1 with all 3 of those points in regulation. I believe we'll look at the standings here after the game play while we wait for you to do the 3 stars. That will leapfrog them right back into first place in that division. Broccolini now going wide. 1:07 left. Broccolini dragging, shooting, scores! As Broccolini finds his 2nd goal of the tournament. Peter Broccolini and his 6th points. It's 4-0 for Montreal.
Broccolini working on the blocker side there of Breezewell, able to find a little bit of space in there to make it a 4-0 game as they do the horseshoe handshake around the net. Bit of a tradition here at the Brick Invitational
So 2 points for Broccolini, 2 points for DiPlacido. Find out if there's any others attached to that goal by Broccolini, but he's been exceptional. And 4-0 for Montreal. Back towards Brian. He'll go across, now up ice. Trying to break it back in was Montreal. Broccolini, and now it is turned over. Lassard looking for 5, shoots, scores! Theo Lassard gets it on the goal scoring, and it's 5-0 Montreal.
Lassard able to grab that loose puck right outside the circles and right down the middle, makes no mistake. Instead of going to the glove, he decides to change it up and goes to the blocker side and make it a 5-0 game.
4th goal of the tournament for Theo Lassard, 5th point. And that one, I believe, will be unassisted as Saskatchewan with possession. Lassard forces the turnover and then makes no mistake firing it under the blocker of Brisebois. Now 5-0 Montreal. Puck drop. Grand's going to win it back. Last minute of the play now as O'Toole to Broccolini. Looking to fight it off. And back led out of the zone. Here goes Grand. In for Nagy. Nagy wide around Ocean. Gives him a bit of a shove down to the ice there. Referee's letting it go. Peter Broccolini one-on-one now with Steven. Broccolini. And a great back check there. I believe it was Renneberg. Or Cade Greening it was, coming back to strip it off of Broccolini. Shot by Broccolini. So I believe Flavio DiPlacido's picking up another point on that goal by Broccolini. Broccolini with it again, shoots this one wide. And O'Toole, the other assist on Broccolini. Long shot, this one beats Brisebois coming from the point. And Quincy Fontaine rifles one high. Seeing a shot from the line. It's 6-0 Montreal.
Perhaps the sun maybe played a bit of a game on that one, because that came in super high. And there you saw it kind of just rainbow it into the net. Quincy Fontaine still knowing to take shots until the final buzzer.
2nd goal of the tournament for the defenseman Fontaine in the final seconds. Will roll off the board, and it's a 6-0 win for Montreal.
I don't think Peter Broccolini wants this game to end.
No, I think he was a little upset knowing that that was it for this game. Yeah, they still have 3 games left, so a lot of hockey for Broccolini. But he's like, oh, darn.
What do we do with the rest of my day? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out in the 3-star selection.
Absolutely, but Montreal just looks so powerful and definitely maybe one of the front runners to not only make the playoffs, but go deep in the playoffs.
Certainly, we've seen that the teams that are at the top of each division have that balanced attack, and Montreal has one of those where they've been able to have 2 really good players in DiPlacido and Broccolini, but they're able to separate both of their talents and have subsequent players playing with them, so they have 2 solid lines. We've seen O'Toole come out, we've seen Lassard. I mean, we're also seeing that defense, and as much as we talk about Montreal's offense, Team Quebec's offense, their defense and their back checking is stellar. I mean, they're not giving any room whatsoever for any of their opposition. And we see that here with the Saskatchewan Junior PATS program. Just unable. They got some great shots on Laplume, and when the shots were there, Laplume saw them, but the rebounds were gone. When the rebounds were there, they quickly took possession, moved it away from the front of the net, and they were quick on the attack, moving 185 feet north.
And for Team Saskatchewan, they'll fall to 0-2-1 with 1 single point, but kept this game close throughout 2 periods of play. 2-0. It was only heading into the 3rd period. That's anyone's game, and then Montreal broke the game open in the 3rd.
Yeah, the last couple minutes of the game, once they got the last 3 or 4 goals,
basically a 3-0 game.
3-0 game, absolutely. And no, don't hang your heads down, boys. Lots of great effort out there, lots of great skating. Great job by both teams out there, showing here what this Brick Invitational can really bring for a 10-year-old group.
And 6-0 going to be the score in favor of Team Montreal. They will go to 3-1 as we're going to take a look now at your standings in the Brick Invitational. And Montreal with the victory. They will jump up into a tie for first place with Team Brick Alberta. Montreal has played 1 more game, though. They did lose 1 in regulation. Team Brick Alberta has won all 3 of their games in regulation. And then it will be a goals for, goals against tiebreaker. And Montreal, with a 6-0 lead, have a separation on the differential of 13. So they will move above Brick Alberta, albeit Brick Alberta has 1 game in hand over Montreal. As for Saskatchewan, they fall to 0-2-1. So Steven, a great defenseman on Saskatchewan, will pick up the third star of the game. We recognized him, and his hockey IQ and his vision jump into the play. Tonight's second star. And Peter Broccolini is going to be tonight's second star. I believe a 3-point game for Broccolini. And he's exciting, pumping up his fan base. And LaPlume, the goaltender, with the shutout, picking up tonight's first star of the game, stopping all 17 shots. As we can take a quick peek now at the scoring summary. Brought to you by Flexity as we get ready for Theo down there with the 3 stars of the game. Just going to run you through the points. It's 3 points each for Broccolini and 3 points for DiPlacido. Brody Garvin with a pair, Chase O'Toole with a pair. And you had 1 point each for Quincy Fontaine, Theo Lassard, Liam Tepp, Mason Garant, and Liam Hudon. As we'll wait for Theo, but 3 more points for DiPlacido gives him 9. 3 more points for Peter Broccolini gives him 8. Lassard with a pair, and that's 6. And now we'll head down to ice level with tonight's third star, and Steven on the Saskatchewan Pats with Theo.
Here with our 3-star selections. Our third star, Garrett Steven, number 92. Garrett, unfortunate on the wrong side of that, but your game was so good back and forth. You must love skating. How important is your skating to your game?
It's really important to me because it helps me get around people so I can move.
You certainly like joining the play. I like the number 92. Is that your favorite number?
No, I just switched my favorite number around because I didn't get 29.
So switched it around to 29. Who's your favorite player then?
Probably Connor McDavid.
He moves pretty quick. He moves just like you on the ice. I wonder if he plays defense as good as you. What do you think?
I don't know.
Garrett Steven, our third star of the game from the Saskatchewan Junior Pats. Thanks for joining me. Would you like to say hi to anybody at home? As he gets the BioSteel towel here.
No, that's all.
No mom and dad, no nothing?
No.
All right, he's not going to say hi to anybody, but that's okay. Bringing on our second star with a goal and some helpers, number 10, Peter Broccolini. Peter, you didn't want that game to end, did you? You at the end of the game was like, man, I just want to keep playing hockey.
Yeah, I mean, my goal that I scored, it was a pretty lucky goal. So, but my assists were good too. So I think, well, I didn't stop.
Let's talk about that assist because you're part of your game. You have 5-6 assists now in the tournament here. You saw Mr. Chase O'Toole skating. You knew to catch him right on stride, and that was the best part, right?
Yeah, I saw him very nicely, and I knew as a teammate, I knew that Chase would score. So that just got me very excited.
Confident with his teammates. I like to hear that, Peter. Last thing I'm going to ask you, how do you keep so well ready for every game? Is it the hydration? Is it the fact that you're keeping yourself in good shape? What do you do?
Well, I keep myself in good shape. Hydration, get my headphones on before the game. My warm-up coach, he helps us do the warm-ups and stuff. And yeah, that really helps us.
So you mentioned the headphones. What's playing in between the ears before the game? What gets you hyped up?
Hip-hop.
A little bit of hip-hop from Peter Broccolini, our second star of the game. Where they're going to some helpers here. Thanks for joining us. And last but not least, with the shutout of the game, Kane LaPlume. Kane, thanks for joining us. Is this your second shutout?
No, not from the tournament.
Not from this one. You did very well, though. 17 saves tonight. How did it feel having all that help? Your defensemen and your forwards clear up the net, making it look easy, but it's not, is it?
No, it's not very easy, but I just have good D-mans, and they get the puck out when it's a rebound.
So just the one game so far. Any plans for the rest of the day?
Some nap, dinner, and I think, that's it, yeah.
There you have it, our first star with the shutout. Number 33 on the jersey, number 1 on the star selection. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
And that'll about wrap it up. We'll see you for our next game coming up here in a couple of minutes on ASTV.